The last 35 years, the labour movement has had a huge mountain to climb to protect workers from the inequalities and exploitation born out of an agenda that prioritises the wealth of shareholders over workers' rights.
A huge epidemic of outsourcing, huge increases in the amount of agency working, privatisation like the academy schools, and systematic attack after attack on the trades unions.
We must never forget that we have reached the point through policy decisions made at the top.
We've been told there's no alternative to the neoliberal agenda, that workers need to be flexible to meet the demands of business, and asking for a fair deal would damage our economy.
Well, you know, that's just not true.
Trade unions are the collective voice of workers. They play a vital role in determining not only what portion of national income goes to wages, but also in securing workplace rights and ensuring safe working conditions.
That's precisely why the Institute of Employment Rights, an independent think tank, was set up in 1989.
To counteract some of these initiatives and to develop a progressive programme for reform for a future progressive government.
Right from the very off, it was a joint committee, but as it were, between lawyers on the one side and trade unions on the other side.
BCS is not just a strong supporter, we're delighted to be a member of the executive committee.
The RMT has been a proud supporter of the Institute of Employment Rights for decades.
Unite is proud to have maintained close links to the IER since it was established in 1989.
GMB proudly supports the Institute of Employment Rights, of which I'm a Vice President.
I think if we look back at the 30 years of the Institute, we need to remember and honour some of our founder members, to Lord Wedderburn, to John Hendy, to Dave Coburn, to Bill McCarthy. We'd also obviously like to thank our founder supporters, in particular Ken Gill, but others, Ron Todd, Harry Conroy, John Foster from the NUJ, all of the people who had the inspiration to establish the Institute and the courage to set it up.
There's been a number of major milestones in that period. The first was Working Life in 1996. After that we had another important initiative with our Workers' Charter, and building on these earlier initiatives and other work that we've done collectively as an organisation, we produced a manifesto in 2016.
Rolling out the manifesto provides a blueprint of how Labour in government could roll out our 2017 manifesto commitments. This includes a new Ministry of Labour to give workers a voice in Parliament, sectoral collective bargaining to raise wages and conditions, equal rights for all workers from day one, and yes, a real living wage.
Now this manifesto, if it were implemented, would have extremely positive effects in our country.
It's so important that we provide that vision of hope for the future.
I very much hope that Jeremy Corbyn will be Prime Minister soon, and when he does, I hope that one of the first things he does is to pick up a copy of the manifesto from the IER to ensure the Labour government legislates for the type of law that we want.
To rebuild our societies, rebuild our communities and rebuild our economy.
It would make us more equal. It would allow you to have better rights at work.
A big happy birthday, 30 years old, to the wonderful IER.
30 years, where has that gone?
Happy birthday, Institute of Employment Rights.
You've kept the flame of trade union rights and trade union freedoms alive.
Happy 30th birthday, Institute of Employment Rights.
Happy birthday to the Institute of Employment Rights.
You've kept sectoral collective bargaining on the agenda. You've ensured that women workers, black workers, disabled, LGBT workers, equality as a whole is not forgotten and is central.
We thank the Institute for their tireless work over the last 3 decades, congratulate them on their successes, and we'll continue to support them as we create a brighter future.